by the sword, you die by the sword. I probably die in the vocal booth.
What's good, players and pimps, hoes and Simpson ladies? What's poppin'? It's your boy Zay, aka the baddest motherfucker walking, aka the Shogun, and welcome to my dojo. Make sure you double edge them swords, cause you know what we about to do. We about to slice this video up.
So many guys worry about their size down there, but what do women actually prefer? Is it 6 inches? Is it 10 inches? Is it 4 inches? Turns out there's some solid research around this topic so that you don't need to guess anymore or assume. And I get it. You see these male adult film stars with their like massive junk and you assume that's what women want. But again, is that actually the truth? A few studies have been done to answer this question by looking at female preferences around sex toys. So it's more likely to reflect a woman's actual preferences rather than what she says are her actual preferences. Now, what did they find? In one study, they looked at 8 of the most popular adult toy companies and found that the most common length for sex toys purchased was between 4 to 6 inches. Interestingly enough, this is actually close to the average male size when erect, which is 5.1 inches in length.
Yo, this is why I always say this shit. Yo, this is my philosophy and I really wholeheartedly believe this shit. If she needs the whole fucking ruler to fit in that tunnel down there, she was a hoe or is a fucking whore. Because there's no fucking way. Like, look at this shit, bro. Let's talk about I need 9 fucking inches. Like, bitch, that is in your fucking heart. That is in your lungs. The fucking bitch fuck a Febreze bottle then. They probably like, oh man, I know your jump is low. You got this shrimp. Check this out, man. I ain't packing down there, but this motherfucker do some damage. This motherfucker do some damage. I ain't a ovaries killer, but this motherfucker does some damage. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Especially depending on the type of women that you're dealing with too. Cause I ain't got the third leg. I'm not walking around, you know what I'm saying, smacking bitches with the shit. You feel me? But let me tell you why a woman is a hoe, just off of just basic female anatomy. Number 1, the average female's vagina, her fucking tunnel, her length of her vagina inside of her is literally from 3 to 6 inches. Knowing that, why the fuck would you want 9 inches in something when your vagina hole, the how shallow it is fucking 9, I mean, oh no, not 9, 3 to 6 fucking inches. So that means when somebody sticks their shit in there, they have to stop. They can't even stick the whole fucking thing in there because he'd probably kill you. The second thing of female anatomy, because I remember somebody like, you must not know female anatomy. Bitch, yes the fuck I do. No, I'm not just talking about the fucking side of my neck. Number 2, a woman's G-spot. Her pleasure senses is at the roof of her vagina. The G-spot is literally 2 to maybe 3 inches inside. I mean, I'll say, you know what? 1 to 2 inches inside of her vagina. Knowing that, let me not forget the other one. Her A spot is maybe 2 inches deeper. So knowing that, why the fuck would she need the whole fucking ruler when, let's say this is her vagina, right? Literally right here, right, is where her G spot is. And literally just a little bit down right there is where her A spot is. These are pleasure senses. This is when she's having sex, this is what she uses to feel pleasure, to release dopamine during sex to feel some type of feel good. You get what I'm saying? And more importantly, most of her, I think it's another one, it's called a E spot or some shit like that. It's another, but look, there's those 2 I know from right there. The G spot and the fucking A spot, right? So, why the fuck would she need a long ass dick, right? When her fucking pleasure senses is at the roof of her fucking vagina and not really at the back. And even the A spot is at the back, at the roof, still at the fucking roof. I can understand if motherfucker, she don't want nobody who got, you know what I'm saying, this shit or some shit. I can understand that. Cause this shit can't touch nothing. Can't touch the fucking G spot, A spot. But when a bitch is talking about the whole fucking ruler, this when these bitches lost their goddamn mind, and most of these bitches can't even handle it. Most of these bitches can't even handle it. Even the ones that say they want that shit, they can't even handle it. Fella, size only matters if you are underneath or even over what that lady just said, the average shit. Why? Because a woman's vagina is only 3 to 6 inches. So if a woman's vagina is only 3 to 6 inches, if you're under 3 inches or over 6 inches, you're gonna have a fucking problem. Because also, every woman does not want a fucking a snake. Every woman doesn't want that shit. So you guys who are in the average range, you are literally you're a go. You're good. What the fuck you mean, Forrest? You're good. Unless you dealing with some hoe bitch who need it. And now I'm not, granted, I know people don't like to finish the fucking rest of the video, but I will put this out there. There are women who had, you know what I'm saying, that were maybe virgins or one of their first couple of bodies. They dealt with a guy and got used to his dick size, and he maybe had a huge fucking thing, and then maybe that's just, she ended up liking that shit. Then discard what I just said. But more than likely, that's not the case. And I'm gonna tell you something else that bitches don't tell you. Most women don't have, when they have sex, it don't feel good to them. It hurts them bad. So because of this, and especially like what I've heard from a lot of women, especially the guys who have the big ass Johnsons, they don't know what they're doing to the girl. They don't know how to use it most of the time. That's what I've always heard, that guys with big joints don't know how to actually use it. And also that they hurt them. So knowing that a woman's vagina, you know what I'm saying, and her pleasure sensors is at the top, and anything that hits back there is literally just pain, those women got accustomed to pain. And because they had so many displeasureful, if that's even a fucking word, sex experiences, their life and what they think sex is just pain. So a lot of them end up enjoying the pain. They end up liking the pain. They end up embracing that pain. So if you can't get back there and give them that pain, they can't feel nothing, because a lot of guys, when they have sex, they just go in and out. They don't go straight up. They don't point their penises at the roof of a woman's vagina to where she's actually gonna feel good. And I'm gonna tell you how you know that women are lying too, because if you ever get a girl, right, and she's riding you, you ever notice how when she's riding you, she stops and she starts to hump you? The reason that she humps you is because she's rubbing her G-spot up against your wood. So she can, because it feels good. Because that's what her pleasure senses. And a lot of women fall in love with the pain because it's not always just, you know, they just fell in love with it. Some bitches just got some trauma, man. And they just like pain, right? But that's not gonna be the average woman. Women want to actually feel good during sex. They don't want to feel fucking pain. When you're hitting a girl, right, and you yamming that shit, let me tell y'all something. Cause I'm gonna show y'all this is real game. When you're hitting a girl and you're smacking that shit and she starts to run, you are actually hurting the fuck out of her, and she doesn't want to do it no more. But because women have to keep up the ego of she can't take dick, she don't want to be labeled as she can't take dick, she'll endure it even though it's painful as fuck. This is why a lot of women don't care about, like, this is why a lot of guys don't understand, like, about women not liking sex, is because a lot of us as men don't know how to properly have sex, and we don't know how to properly hit the G spot and the A spot properly for them to feel pleasure, to where they like, oh, this is what sex is supposed to feel like. This is why a lot of women don't even know how to fucking come, an orgasm. Man, I'm not gonna be able to monetize this fucking video. But yeah, fellas, the only thing that matters when it comes to size, to be quite honest for you, especially if you're an average guy, is girth. Your girth. The thickness of your dick. That is it. Not the length. Unless you're not in the average, or you below average, or you way above average, then you're gonna have problems. But if you're in the average one, it's all about girth. They want fat dick, because the fat dick, why do you think they want fat dick? Because it has a more higher, it has a higher chance of hitting the G spot and hitting the A spot. When you don't have any girth, you can't hit those walls. But even if you don't have girth, if you understand female anatomy and you understand that the vagina, in the vagina, the G spot is at the fucking roof, all you need to do is aim your dick at the top of the fucking vagina. I learned this shit. And when I learned this shit, I actually tested this shit. I tested this shit out, man. And bitches started acting, oh my fucking goodness. And bitches started going crazy. And I started seeing women come more, squirting, all type of shit once I learned a female's anatomy and I started using my dick a certain type of way to hit a woman's spot. I've had women be like, yo, I've never felt that during sex before. She's like, yo, I always, because I remember this one girl, I was like, yo, how do you usually squirt during sex? This one girl I used to fuck. And she said she just played with her what's that damn thing called? At the tip of the vagina, what's that shit called? Whatever the fuck it's called, I don't feel like thinking about it. She'll just play with that. Her clit, she'll play with her clit until she came. And then when I fucked her, she was about to come and bust, but I ended up tapping out because that shit was feeling too, you know what I'm saying, feeling too good, man. I ended up, you know what I'm saying, skeeting every fucking where. But this shit not getting monetized. But to keep going, she was like, yeah, my mind is just fucking blown right now. I'm like, why? I didn't even know. I was like, why? She's like, because I've never almost came off dick before. Fellas, if you want to learn how to this is why I'm not one of those big dudes who be like, yo, you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, make a girl come, you shouldn't do this. You need to learn how to properly use your dick. Because whether you got the small joint or you got the big joint, if you know how to angle your shit right and you know how to hit those spots perfectly, not only can you have pleasure, not only can she have pleasure while y'all having sex, you also can have pleasure while you're having sex, and y'all both can be stimulated. But yes, fellas, that's about it, man. I think this is probably one of my most important videos. When it comes to this type of shit, this is probably one of my important videos. Because I've never heard any dating coach ever talk about this shit. I'm the first one to actually talk about this shit and really go really in depth about it. And even tell you guys how to even, or at least, if I'm wrong, let me know. But if you made it to the end of the video, fellas, you are the real fucking MVP, man. You're a different breed, because that means that you actually really want to change your fucking life. I wish you guys nothing but wealth, health, happiness, and abundance, man. And if you don't know what to put in the comment section, put wealth, health, happiness, and abundance. What you put out to the universe comes back to you, also helps me out because it pushes the channel, man. But that's it for today, fellas. And until next time, I'm out. Dudes.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I probably die in the vocal booth, spitting